Welcome to Your Eye Show. I'm optometrist Dr. Ed Wallington from delivercontacts.com, and today we're going to talk about ACUVUE's TheraVision with Ketotifen contact lens. Currently, we treat ocular allergies by taking our contact lenses out and put an antihistamine mast cell stabilizer combination drop into our eye to quell our allergy problems. Recently, Johnson & Johnson Vision Care has gained FDA approval for the world's first drug-eluting contact lens, the ACUVUE TheraVision with Ketotifen. This drug is not currently available in the United States. Okay, it's hoping to be released into the United States once production hopes are met, but it is currently being used in other countries right now. Okay, so if you like what we do here at Your Eye Show, please like and subscribe right now, and let's get on with the show. So the main purpose for contact lenses, up to this point has always been for optical correction, right? So if you're nearsighted or farsighted or have astigmatism, you throw a contact lens in. That's its main treatment. We also use contact lenses when, like, a person has a scratch on their eye, or they got lashes poking them in the eye. We give them a bandage contact lens to protect the eye or help heal the eye during those emergency type situations. Now, however, what a drug-eluting contact lens is, a drug-eluting lens has actually medicine in the contact lens. So when you put the contact lens in, the medicine can seep out and treat the eye directly, over a long period of time, instead of just a one quick dose that you may or may not get the full dosage from. Okay, so up to this point, the way that we get medicine into the eye is two main methods. One, orally, and two, through a drop. We still do, have to get medicine if we want medicine to get into deeper tissues of the eye. We still take medicines orally. And when you take a medicine orally, you put it into your mouth, it goes into your gut, it gets absorbed into your blood vessels, your heart pumps the blood up to the tissues of your eye, and the medicine, goes into the tissues of the eye and has its effect there. Well, to get the proper dose to the tissue of the eye, you might have to have a higher dose, but that higher dose is also going to be distributed throughout the entire body. So the chances for side effects is pretty high when you take a medicine orally. So it's not really our favorite way to treat the eye is by treating every tissue in the body, right? So luckily we have eye drops, and eye drops can target how we put how we put medicine into the eye. We put a drop into the eye, it absorbs right into their eye and has a great effect right there. Now, sometimes a drop can drain into the nose, and in our nose we have lots of blood vessels. So if that drop drains into our nose, then once again it can get into the blood system and have side effects elsewhere as well. So, by the way, if you do ever take drops, this is a little side note here, is that when you put in a drop in your eye, my recommendation is you pull your lower lid down. Instead of trying to put a drop directly into your eye and having this tear reflex that may occur, or maybe the drop will bounce off your eye and onto your cheek, make a little cup. Put the drop into your lower lid, kind of form a little cup there, and then just kind of get that, kind of pull that lid over, almost like when you put a contact lens, and you put the drop into that lower lid, pull the lid over, put your head down, and plug the corner of your eye right here. Okay, there's little drains that lead from your eyes to your nose. Put your head right down. Don't squeeze your eyes tight, and let gravity pull that drop down forward, so the drop absorbs through your cornea, so you can have the desired effect. Okay, this is called punctal occlusion. This is super important with any medicine drop that you use, whether it's glaucoma drops or antibiotics or steroids or whatever, to get your max effect. Punctal occlude, put your head down, so that drop absorbs well. Okay, but anyway, so you can get a medicine to the eye orally through an eye drop, but now we can get a medicine into the eye. We can target the eye tissue with a contact lens. Okay, so it's kind of like a bonus. You get to see, and you get medicine to your eye. Okay, but this drop is only used to treat allergy problems. Okay, so that's what this current this TheraVision with Ketotifen is treating allergy issues. Other designs will come, but this drop is an anti-allergy medicine. So let's break down this contact lens. The TheraVision with TheraVision, therapy vision. Okay, you get therapy, you get vision, and the drug that you're using is Ketotifen. All right, so that's if that's how you can remember the name. Let's talk about the TheraVision. If that's the contact lens portion of it. Okay, so what TheraVision is made from, it's made from a material called Ethyl-Con A. Okay, we've seen Ethyl-Con A before. Ethyl-Con A is the hydrogel material that ACUVUE actually uses to make its ACUVUE Moist product and the ACUVUE Define product. Okay, so again, those are hydrogel materials. Hydrogel materials are not the really old school, like before 2000, but it's not the new silicone hydrogel material that is the latest and greatest in technology. It's kind of like an improved version of the old school contact lens. Okay, what that means is it relies on water to transfer oxygen to the eye instead of the contact lens bringing the oxygen into the eye. Okay, so well, let me explain it this way. So contact lens breathability is rated with something called a dK over T value. Okay, dK over T is the oxygen transmissibility of a contact lens. Long ago it was established that a dK, if a contact lens has a dK over T value of 24 or less, then the cornea is definitely not going to get enough oxygen, and the cornea will definitely swell with a 24 or lower dK over T value. Well, this Ethyl-Con A material has a dK over T value of 25.5, so it barely is over that mark. Okay, so not a very breathable contact lens. However, it's been very successful. It's only a one-day design, so you're just putting the contact lens in, wearing it once, garbaging it at the end of the day, and it's successful. Remember I said it's the tear that has to bring the oxygen. It's that the water and the tear that actually has to bring the oxygen to the eye. Well, this design apparently it's a nice design that it doesn't just bring water into the contact lens. It actually allows the tear to flow around the contact, that oxygenated tear to flow around the contact and get to the cornea that way as well. Okay, so it's a proven method of contact lens material. The Moist actually came out in 2006, so it's been around and been very successful. It's one of the more successful one-day contact lenses out there. Now, it's probably more successful because it's a lot cheaper than the silicone hydrogel. Now, I am going to recommend a silicone hydrogel material contact lens over the Ethyl-Con hydrogel material, absolutely, for your everyday wear. But you have to actually use a hydrogel material. Silicone hydrogel can't absorb a drug. Right now, we can't get a silicone hydrogel to absorb a medicine like the hydrogel material. Okay, so we're kind of restricted to the hydrogel material for this medicinal use. So the drawback to it is it's not very breathable. However, the other things that you need to know about this contact lens is it does have a base curve. We know that it'll have a base curve of 8.5, one base curve, so you're not multiple fits. One diameter of 14.5. Just like other ACUVUE products, it will have UV blocking ability to it, and it'll come in a power range of +6 to -12. So a nice big range of availability for people out there. It's only going to come in 30 packs, okay? So it's not going to have a big 90 pack. And the reason that it would do this is because, well, you might not need a whole bunch of these contact lenses, okay? So instead of trying to get, it's not like they're trying to give you this contact to feed you for the whole year. They're just going to try to hit those intervals where you actually have an allergy problem and need this therapeutically. So going on to now let's talk about the medicinal part of the contact lens, the Ketotifen. So Ketotifen is, like I said, it is an established antihistamine and mast cell stabilizer that's been out there for a while. Let me tell you what an antihistamine mast cell stabilizer does. Okay, what's the benefit of it? Okay, so let's step back. So our body has a protective mechanism. Okay, it has a protective system called the immune system. Our immune system is what keeps bacteria and viruses out of our body. It protects it when our body becomes damaged. Immune cells rush to the area to stop invaders from coming in. Okay. Sometimes, like if a bacteria comes in, part of our immune system will eat that bacteria and find out what it is, and it'll go, it'll identify it and go, this is not good for us. We need to, let's identify what this invader is and create an antibody. Okay, so it sends out a message to create an antibody, and that antibody can identify. And if that invader ever comes in again, we will have troops ready to attack that invader immediately before it can do any damage to the body. Okay, so we send out, so the immune system sends out antibodies to all parts of the body, that are on high alert. Okay, and in an allergic type reaction, we have, like just for example, if you're allergic to pollen, well, when the immune system eats the pollen, it goes, this is dangerous. Okay, well, it's not dangerous for real, but the body thinks it is. So it sends out this message, these antibodies throughout all the tissues of the body, okay, awaiting for the next time it sees this pollen enter the body. Okay, in that those antibodies will sit on top of mast cells. Okay, a mast cell is like a packet. It's like a bubble of it's a bag of histamines. Okay, and it has a little antibody on top of it ready to disperse all these histamines, to pop this mast cell and release all these histamines at once. Okay. So the antibody is sitting there, and let's say it's on the back of our lid or in our nose, and the pollen comes floating through, signals the antibody, and the antibody pops the mast cell, and histamines go flowing into the tissue of the eye or the nose. When histamine is released, histamine has an effect on our blood vessels. Okay, blood vessels will dilate. In other words, they become red. Okay, and when blood vessels become dilate, they also become more leaky, meaning they swell. All right, and when they swell, they occupy space and cause irritation to our nerves. It becomes itchy. Okay, so everything that happens immediately when we have an allergic reaction is all from this mast cell histamine response. Okay, so if we have if Ketotifen is a mast cell stabilizer and an antihistamine, what that means is going to stabilize that mast cell so it won't have this popping response when it is triggered. Okay, when the allergen, okay, we would call whatever is the trigger for that antibody, we'll call an allergen. And when the allergen triggers the antibody, the mast cell won't pop. Okay, so that's great. Okay, that keeps the histamine at bay. But it also has an antihistamine effect for histamines that are already floating through the tissue. It blocks the sites that on the blood vessels that the histamine acts to cause the dilation and leakage and in the itching effect. So it has a twofold effect in the tissue. The thing about the mast cell response, though, if you want, what mast cells do is mast cells generally don't respond immediately to the drug. Okay, so usually you have to build up this mast cell stabilizing effect over a period of days to weeks to have it work properly. So it may not even, the mast cell stabilization effect may not kick in for 2-3 days, maybe, like I said, a full week or so. So at first you're going to get an antihistamine effect, then eventually you'll benefit from a mast cell stabilization effect with Ketotifen. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe. The Ketotifen actually comes in different eye drops right now. Okay, so Ketotifen is out there. It's used to treat eye problems. It comes in the form of Zatador, okay, Claritin Eye, It comes in Zyrtec Itchy Eye, and it comes in ACUVUE, and more recently, ACUVUE preservative-free drops. Okay, these are all eye drops that you take. You'll mostly take it twice a day, but the difference with the TheraVision lens with Ketotifen is this Ketotifen is in the lens. All right, so once you put the contact lens in, you're going to get the effect of a known dose. So it's not going to splash out or anything. It's in that lens. It's going to, once you put it in there, it'll start coming out. But it'll take a full 5 hours for that drop to come out. Okay, so you get a regimented release of a drop specifically to the tissue. So you're not getting overdose. It's not draining into the nose. You have a target effect happening. So this is a very precise way to deliver the antihistamine and mast cell to the eye tissue by having this slow release. And like I said, it takes about 5 hours for all of the drug to come out of the TheraVision lens, but you can wear that lens for an entire day. All right, so it's supposed to have a 12-hour effect. Okay, and you're not supposed so when you put this contact lens in, it's supposed to last a maximum. You're going to get a 12-hour effect from the dosage, but you can wear the contact lens longer. If you start having more problems, let's say after 10 hours you start having problems again, or itchy problems, or such, you might go, well, I'm just going to throw another contact lens. No, only one contact lens per day. No switching out. You already got your max dose. That's it. You're cut off of the lens. Don't overdose yourself. Okay. So that's the difference between drops, that are over the counter, and this Ketotifen that comes from the contact lens. More precise, long-term release. So let's break that down. So let's talk about the good and the bad associated with this lens. The good, as we said, precise, directed effect of our antihistamine mast cell stabilizer. Okay, you're not going to get side effects. Okay. The reason why side effects with antihistamines is bad is, remember, you know how like sometimes you'll take an antihistamine and you'll have this drowsy effect. Okay, well that's because you have different receptors throughout the body, and the brain actually has histamine receptors too, and those histamine receptors in the brain keep you awake. So if you take an antihistamine, it goes throughout the entire body, including the brain. Well, what's that going to do? It's going to knock out your stay awake mode. So you become sleepy with certain older generation antihistamines. Okay, so other generations try to target histamines that aren't in the brain, but still, I mean, this Ketotifen, because it's directed just to the eye, it can't get into the vessels and reach the brain and have this side effect. You also have histamine receptors in the gut, so you can't, so getting so it slows down your, motility of your gut. So it's nice to have an eye drop works well, but something that can't get into the blood. So those doesn't even have a way to get into the blood vessels. With this very slow mechanism of release. So another good thing. So another nice thing is you get to see. All right. So normally, remember, if you have an allergy, we say take your contacts out. Contacts can act as a reservoir, or like contacts act like flypaper. There's an allergen floating through your eye. Well, it may stick to that contact lens, right? So now it amplifies your allergy response. But if this contact is deadening your allergy response, then you don't really have to worry about that extra allergen being there. So you have the benefit of still being able to see during your allergy cycle. So even if it's during the peak times, you might not even know it because you don't have an allergic response in that tissue. So that's the good thing. The drawback is that a contraindication for wearing this contact lens is actually a red eye. All right. Well, what happens when you get an allergy with contact lenses? Your eyes get red, right? So why can't we wear a contact lens when our eyes red? Well, let me show. Let me read the package insert here. I have it actually right here. This product should not be used to treat red eyes. Remove the lenses immediately if the eye becomes red or irritated. Okay. So if you're wearing the contact lens and your eye becomes red and irritated, you have to take it out. Well, didn't you put it in when the eye was red and irritated? No. This is this is going to guide how we actually use this contact lens. We don't put it in after we have a problem. We put it in before we have a problem. Let me get to that in a second. Okay. So if our eyes get red, they become swollen. How will that contact lens fit if your eye becomes swollen? The contact lens isn't going to fit, right? It's going to get stuck on there. All right. So it is a good idea if you're wearing this contact lens, your eye gets red and irritated, take that contact lens out. Don't put another contact lens in. Take it out. If you're having an allergic response, you don't want that contact holding on to more antihistamine or allergens, do you? Right. So you want to get that contact lens out so that your eye can potentially have a chance to heal. All right. So done for the day. So like I said, let's use this information to guide our therapeutic use of this contact lens. All right. So as I told you already, mast cells take a little bit to kick in, right? Okay, we'll come back to that in a second. First thing you need to do when you have an allergy is identify what your allergen is, okay? In our case of pollen, okay, what kind of pollen? All right, so a great way to actually identify it is one, go to an allergist. Allergists will tell you exactly what your problem, what your problem is, so you can look and see what allergen is high, what is levels are coming, what's going to be there next week. You can pinpoint your problem if you know exactly what you have. Another way to do it is just look it up yourself. If you're like, oh man, my eyes are really itching. What's high in the air today? What level? So the problem is not everybody lives in the same areas and doesn't have the same pollens floating around them. But, you might be able to identify your allergen by paying attention, by doing a little bit of Sherlock Holmes work when you have your issue. So be vigilant to that. The other thing that you should do is pay attention to the time frame. So, a lot of times people will come in and they'll say, yeah, I usually have my problem from, May 1st to June 1st. Well, if you have your problem from May 1st to June 1st, there's your time frame. Now all right, that you need to be treated during this period so you don't have symptoms. All right, so first of all, identify the allergen, identify the time frame. Once you've identified the time frame, then you can potentially treat this. Okay, so you should see an eye doctor about it. Go to an eye doctor who can evaluate if your problem is an allergy in the first place, and let your eye doctor treat you. A lot of times people will come in and like, oh yeah, I got allergies and I'm using allergy medication, but I look at their eye and I go, no, this isn't allergy, this is dry eye. Matter of fact, most people that come in to tell me that they're having an allergy, it's usually dry eye. All right, but there's other things that you might think are allergy and it ends up being something else. So first, go to somebody who has the right equipment, the right magnifying equipment, and can evaluate this. And that's your eye doctor, okay? Go to, whether it be an ophthalmologist or optometrist, okay? They both can evaluate and determine whether this is allergic, dry eye, or something else, okay? Now, if you do determine that it's an allergic problem, and you're not going to be getting your contact lenses from your eye doctor, and you're going to be going online, well, make sure you go to delivercontacts.com, okay? At delivercontacts.com, we have always low prices and free delivery, okay? And we definitely are promoting the top-level ocular healthcare. We're not going to sway away from the best eye care for you, okay? So if you're not getting your contacts from your doctor, go to delivercontacts.com. So this is, so that's my way that I would say, that you have to identify your problem. But to treat it, so now with this information, this is how I would suggest, based on the information that I just gave you, on how to treat it. If you know your problem is from May 1st to June 1st, then you start putting your contact lenses, the TheraVision contact lenses in, let's say on April 20th, okay? 10 days before your problem will start. That'll give you room to allow the mast cell stabilization effect to kick in, but it also give you a little bit of a leeway if the allergen is coming out at a different time this year. All right, so you put it in 10 days before your allergy typically sets in. You wear it throughout the time frame of the allergy, and you take it out 10 days after. Again, taking it out 10 days afterward will also give you a little bit of breathing room. So, and then, then before April 20th and after June 10th, you can go back to your regular mode of contact lens wear. Okay. But these TheraVision, I feel will be used for that time frame where your allergy is 10 days before, maybe 2 weeks before, or in 2 weeks after. So this isn't something that you have to buy all year, unless you have an allergy all year round. Okay. So, doctors who are out there, eye doctors who are out there, I don't see, I don't know if, what your mode of intended wear, I think as this as this contact lens becomes more used, our method of use will be more refined. But right now, docs, given this information, how would you distribute this to your patients? What therapy would you give them? Would you start a day before? Would you give it to them when their eye is irritated, when they have the allergy? Would you, hit it ahead of time? Go into the comments, share that. I'd love to see if doctors across the country will come in and, if they got different ideas than what I just expressed. I'm not saying that I'm getting, the exact method correct, but I think mine makes sense. But, again, please argue that or support it in the comments. So this TheraVision with Ketotifen is probably the first of many lenses that are going to have medicines in it as time goes by. Drug-eluting contact lenses are probably a thing of the future. Okay, so watch out for it. The mainstay of contact lens, of putting the medicine into a contact lens, is through the hydrogel material. Again, the hydrogel is the less breathable material that's out there. But the hydrogel material will absorb the medicine much better than a silicone hydrogel. It'll hold the medicine. It can be woven in. The medicine can be woven into the placed into that hydrogel material better than a silicone hydrogel right now. But again, technologies, when needs appear, well, technology can be modified to suit the need. So maybe soon we'll find something that is more breathable that can be used more comfortably, like the silicone hydrogel lenses that are out there. Okay. But right now, the mainstay will be a hydrogel until something else comes along. Also, you can probably find that we're not just going to treat ocular allergies, okay? We're probably going to treat stuff like glaucoma too, right? Glaucoma uses drops all the time, and we have problems with glaucoma drugs not being put in correctly, or people not plugging the corners of their eyes when they put their glaucoma drops in. Doctors don't really know when we give glaucoma drops to somebody if they're truly getting the full dose or not, so we can regulate pressures better. So that's been talked about for a long time, but so has all these things been talked about. It's just that ACUVUE has finally went and done it. So now that it's done, we can expect more along the way. Maybe antibacterial, medicines, maybe steroids, who knows? Time will tell what technology will bring. What if systemic medicines are put into contact lenses over time? Oh, I got to put in my blood pressure medication. Okay, maybe I'm being crazy there, but interesting, right? So we might be going down a whole new avenue, but remember that it all started right here with this ACUVUE TheraVision with Ketotifen, and you're sitting here watching the video before it's even come out. So as time goes by, let's see if this changes, the avenue of medication in the future. And stay with us on this journey too, because, we're going to be, when something new comes up, we're going to discuss it. We're going to talk about all things that are new and old, that affect, your understanding of our world in the eye, we're going to, try to keep you informed. So stay with us right here on Your Eye Show. Make sure you like and subscribe to come along. And I very much appreciate you coming. Please, go down into the comments, share your thoughts about this video, share your thoughts about, this whole idea of using contact lenses, whatever, down in the comments. And hopefully we can get some discussion going. And I very much appreciate it. Again, I'm Dr. Ed Wallington, Your Eye Show. We'll see you around.